You're not the only one, okay? She did it to Hailey Van Lith. She absolutely, listen, Hailey Van Lith damn near needed to check into a mental institution after what Caitlin Clark did to her while she was at LSU. That was a bunch of people who have needed to seek help after having to guard Caitlin Clark, the beast, the monster, the GOAT, okay?
Plenty of coaches carry scars from facing Caitlin Clark, but few have said it as plainly as Dawn Staley just did. In a resurfaced clip, she opened up about a loss that still keeps her up at night. Plenty of coaches and opponents have lost sleep over Caitlin Clark because she has crushed the confidence of so many players and derailed so many coaching plans. That's simply how dominant she's been. Staley recently opened up about her own experience facing Clark, and the comments are turning heads. Fresh off nearly trading verbal jabs with Gino Auriemma, joking that she'd beat him in a showdown, Staley shifted to a far more serious subject when Clark's name came up.
For me, I'm haunted by 2023.
In her own words, Staley admitted she's still haunted by the 2023 Final Four. She explained that given the roster she had that season and the momentum her team was building, having it all unravel still weighs on her. She never got the chance to keep coaching that particular group of freshmen, and she believed they had something truly special going. That loss still lingers with her.
It looked like you about to have another shot at a national title, but Caitlin Clark is going to continue to ruin people throughout this WNBA season that's about to come up as well.
This is the same tournament run where Clark and her squad stunned the country, taking down Alia Boston, Camila Cardoso, and Raven Johnson, who at the time was busy trying to paint Clark's supporters as prejudiced. One of the most respected coaches in the college game, still carrying the weight of that Clark performance years later.
The holiday of 2026, you mean like 4th of July holiday? 4th of July holiday, something during the WNBA season, I'm hoping. I'm hoping you're not talking about Thanksgiving, Christmas. This is ridiculous.
And Staley isn't alone in that experience. Hailey Van Lith went through something similar. What Clark did to her during that LSU matchup looked less like a basketball game and more like a total dismantling. Angel Reese, Flau J. Johnson, and especially Van Lith all walked away from facing Clark looking shell-shocked. Multiple opponents have needed real recovery time after being tasked with guarding her. She's been called a beast, a monster, the greatest to ever do it. Take your pick.
These Nike Kobe 6, Caitlin Clark, these might be my favorite ones. I remember she was destroying the Chicago Sky in those. Absolutely destroying the Chicago Sky in those. But it's like, come on, man. Stop playing.
Staley deserves credit for being upfront about it. And with a possible run at another national championship on the horizon for her program, Clark is expected to keep wreaking havoc across the WNBA this upcoming season too. The bigger controversy right now centers on delays surrounding her signature sneaker. Reports indicate Clark's first true signature shoe, the Caitlin one, isn't expected to launch until holiday season 2026. Holiday season? Not Independence Day, apparently, which would have made sense timing-wise during the WNBA calendar. Instead, it sounds like the release could land closer to Thanksgiving or Christmas, which feels absurd. Some reports point to a possible September 29th release instead. Either way, critics argue Nike should have had a signature shoe locked in from her very first season as a pro. Concerns about backlash tied to comparisons with Aja Wilson or other players never should have slowed things down, because none of that noise actually matters to fans. The shoe design itself looks great. Many are predicting Clark's sneaker line could become the biggest basketball shoe launch since Michael Jordan's original release. That's the level of hype surrounding it. Jordan remains the standard, sure, but Clark is being treated as the next major face of the sport. The fact that she's now 3 years into her career without an official signature shoe on shelves at the start of a season feels like a serious misstep. Something about the whole rollout looks intentionally slowed down. Meanwhile, Paige Buchers already has her own shoe deal, and Juju Watkins has a LeBron-branded release coming. The patience has run out. Where exactly is this shoe? What's actually going on behind the scenes? Adding to the frustration, reports say a Caitlin Clark ex-Nike Kobe 5 Proto tied to her Rookie of the Year season is set to release in April 2026. The Kobe collaborations have genuinely been excellent, no argument there, the prototypes have consistently impressed. But the question remains, why does it keep being prototype after prototype instead of an actual standalone shoe? These releases are stylish, no doubt. Every Kobe-inspired Clark colorway that's dropped has looked fantastic. But where's the real, official signature model? Why does this keep getting delayed? It raises a bigger question about whether Nike truly grasps what they have with her. There's a growing sense that the company is undervaluing an athlete of Clark's magnitude. She's 3 years into her professional run and still without a completed signature shoe, and it just doesn't add up. Reese has her shoe, Buchers has hers, Watkins is getting a LeBron collaboration. So what's the hold-up here specifically? None of it makes sense. Fans are tired of hearing about yet another prototype phase for Clark's line. Even NBA players have taken notice, with Carly Jones recently showing off the Caitlin Clark x Nike Kobe 5 in the coconut milk colorway. Those looked incredible, genuinely impressive design work. Still, the underlying question remains unanswered. When does the actual signature shoe arrive? The Kobe 6 colorways, tied to Clark, might be the strongest release yet. Visually speaking, she was reportedly wearing a version of them during a standout performance against the Chicago Sky. But the broader point still stands. Enough with the prototype rollout. It's time for Nike to deliver the real, complete signature sneaker fans have been waiting on. It did not start with a podium, a statement, or a document that leaked out. It started behind a door, guarded so closely that even the cleaning crew had no idea what was happening inside. Insiders are already naming this one of the most startling moments in the history of women's basketball. 3 towering figures of the sport gathered at the Pacers training facility in the heart of Indiana. No camera crews, no journalists, only quiet murmurs, and those murmurs are quickly turning into full-blown gasps. Fans want answers, chatter is spreading fast, and front office staff are visibly on edge. What could pull together a first-year league standout, a seasoned veteran, and a man ranked among basketball's all-time greats? The response has been more than surprising. It could reshape the entire direction of the sport. Clark already lived through the biggest rookie season the league has ever recorded, so drawing attention is nothing new for her. But this gathering has nothing to do with scoring runs or clutch shots. It ties back to power, legacy, and a shift in how the game operates. Once all 3 stood in the same room, it stopped being a simple meeting and became a signal. This group sits at the center of something enormous, currently taking shape. Insiders say a new chapter for the sport has begun, with speculation ranging from mentorship programs to full league restructuring, and even whispers of partnerships between men's and women's basketball, so close the line between the two would blur entirely. Whatever the truth turns out to be, it clearly reaches beyond the court, toward rewriting the sport, building something lasting, connecting different eras of players, and lifting women's basketball to new heights. Clark's journey to this point has been extraordinary. She didn't simply enter the league, she reshaped it. Sold-out arenas, record-setting viewership, and jerseys disappearing off shelves followed her everywhere. In a single rookie season, she turned a league into a cultural force. Her impact reaches beyond deep threes and highlight clips, it's about controlling the culture. When she takes the floor, stadiums don't just fill, they roar. From her days on Indiana hardwood to her college run at Iowa, her name became shorthand for must-watch basketball. And it wasn't only Indiana that caught the fever, the entire league felt it. ESPN began covering Clark the way it covers NBA stars. Networks shifted their primetime schedules around her games, and the numbers backed it up. Close to 1 million viewers tuned into her biggest matchups, a figure unheard of for the league, and a milestone for sports broadcasting overall. Her reach extended beyond the box score too. Major brands came calling. Gatorade, Nike, and Beats all signed her, pushing her into marketing stardom. Behind closed doors, executives scrambled to rework contracts. Broadcast deals were renegotiated, and players started believing this could be the turning point for the entire sport.